Devutirvacha Sarvam Tad Bhagavan Mahyam Upovaha Pratisrutam Atapi me Prapannaya Avayam Datum Arhasi Devutirvacha Sarvam Tad Bhagavan Mahyam Upovaha Pratisrutam Atapi me Prapannaya Avayam Datum Arhasi Devahutirvacha Sarvam Tad Bhagavan Mahyam Upovaha Pratisrutam Atapi me Prapannaya Avayam Datum Arhasi. What word? Devahuti Vacha said, Sarvam all, Tat that, Bhagavan your lordship, Mahyam for me, Upovaha has been fulfilled. Pratisrutam promised, Athapi yet unto me, Prapannai unto one who has surrendered, Abhayam fearlessness, Datum to give, Arhasi you deserve. Translation by His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada ki jai. Sri Devahuti said, My Lord, you have fulfilled all the promises you gave me, yet because I am your surrendered soul, you should give me fearlessness too. Please repeat. Sri Devahuti said, My Lord, you have fulfilled all the promises you gave me, yet because I am your surrendered soul, you should give me fearlessness too. Purport by Sri Prabhupada. Devahuti requested her husband to grant her something without fear. As a wife, she was fully surrendered soul to her husband, and it is the responsibility of the husband to give his wife fearlessness. How one awards fearlessness to his subordinate is mentioned in the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam. One who cannot get free from the clutches of the death is dependent, and he should not become a spiritual master, nor a husband, nor a kinsman, nor a father, nor a mother, etc. It is the duty of the superior to give fearlessness to the subordinate. To take charge of someone, therefore, either as a father, mother, spiritual master, relative, or husband, one must accept the responsibility to give his ward freedom from the fearful situation of material existence. Material existence is always fearful and full of anxiety. Devotee is saying, You have given me all sorts of material comforts by your yogic power, and since you are now prepared to go away, you must give me your last award so that I may get free from this material condition of life. So, this is an important point which Mother Devotee is bringing here to become fearless from our current fearful condition, as Prahlad Maharaj is mentioning when Hiranyakashipu is asking, What did you learn? Tat sadhu manye asuravarya sada samudvigna diyam hitvatma patam grahamanda kopam vana gato va harimastrayet. So we're always constantly in anxiety. Sada samudvigna diyam asadgraha, because accepting impermanent as permanent. So that is a problem, and we are constantly failing. As in the just previous class I was talking about. If you want to pass the final exam of death, it's going to be very, very difficult and stressful and fearful. Then we must pass the small tests on a daily basis. We are keep failing every day, then we cannot expect that we will suddenly become fearless, will pass the final exam somehow or the other, some magic. There is no magic. One must execute this Krishna consciousness. That's why Parikshit Maharaj, when he's submitting, it is very interesting. That's why unless to become fearless from the fearful condition, first and foremost is one must take to devotion service. And that is the etad nirvidyamananam ichyatam akuto yoginam nripanirritam harer namanu kirtanam. Chanting of the holy name of the Lord must go on. In what way? In order for that to be effective, it must be under anugatya. It must be under surrender. That's why you'll see that when Parikshit Maharaj is such a surrendered devotee from his childhood his practice, Supreme Lord has arranged Sukadeva Goswami to walk in when he needed the most. Not only that, so not only Sukadeva Goswami, when Sukadeva Goswami was speaking, such a submissive, when we are hearing also, when we are chanting also, such a submissiveness and attachment, deep attachment to the spiritual master to follow, to understand, to hear and to follow the instruction is so significant that Sudha Goswami is sitting on the backside. Sukadeva Goswami called him personally to sit in the front, Sudha Goswami. How much significant it is. That's why we think that I have become a servant. We think that I have become a disciple. But if the Guru sees our submission, our attitude, our consciousness in which we are doing, if he accepts, he is my dear disciple, he is my dear devotee. And if he is instructing, then this is the perfection of our life. But that attitude is not there, then there is no way we can pass daily test nor the final test. That attachment is not there. So that's why Sukadeva Goswami is instructing immediately. This is the day-to-day problem. What to do and what not to do has been an immediate instruction. Sukadeva Goswami giving. Tasmat Bharat, but before that he was telling that Dehapatya Kalatradisu Atma Sainesu Asatsa Tesham Pramattonagam Pasyannapi Napasyati. So on a daytime they are trying hard, try to work so hard day and night, daytime. And then in the night time they are trying to enjoy their senses. So seemingly Mother Devahuti went in that route, seemingly. But it's not so. It is only for to get procreation, to actually bring the Krishna conscious child, especially the Lord himself is appearing. And Kardaman, both are exalted personalities, but they are teaching a lesson how in a Grihastha ashram, how one should, wife and husband should serve, and wife and husband should, center point should be Lord Krishna. As in this verse, Sukadeva Goswami is instructing Parikshit Maharaj what he should do when he is about to die. And this should be the daily business. Tasmat Bhara Sarvatma Bhagavan Isro Hari Srotavyasya Kirtitavyas Smartavyas Ichitavayam. If one wants to become free, then he has to hear and he has to chant and glorify the Supreme Lord, chanting of the holy name of the Lord. And he has to remember. If the hearing and chanting is not there, then it's very difficult to progress, very difficult to remember the Supreme Personality of God and the right kind of association. This association is key wherever we go. Anugatya were talking about what kind of whom we should associate. And Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself is instructing Sanatana Goswami how important it is. Krishna Bhakti Janma Mola Hoya Sadhu Sangha. Krishna Prema Janme Teno Puna Mukyanga. The root cause of devotion service, Mula, is to Lord Krishna is association with advanced devotees, not just any devotee. Any devotee is fine, you chant, say Hare Krishna, you smile. But it is actually whom we are going to associate. That also I was mentioning in the previous class. The devotee whom apani acharya prabhuru sikha hai. The association of devotee should be, his life should be what he is teaching, what acharya is following, exactly is following in his own life. Then with those who have to associate, then when you associate with fire, then you become a fire also. When you associate with not fire, but have so much sinful activity and then irregularities and everyday failing, then what you are going to get? So there's a lack of seriousness, lack of submission, lack of surrender, lack of anugatya. Then what we are going to practice by associating with those. So that is the, it's very important whom we associate. That is the instruction we'll see from Kapil Dev also to Mother Devahuti. How will you have left me? How I'm going to become free from this miserable condition of birth, death, old age, disease? And he said, don't worry, take instruction from my son, Lord Kapila. Prasangam ajaram pasam atmano kavayo vidu. Mokshadvaram apavritam. So by taking the association, right association, this sadhu sangha, Krishna bhakti, janma mola sadhu sangha, Krishna prema janmetena punya mukyanga. Even when actually even when we go to Golok Vrindavan, or when before that entering into Krishna's planet, where our Swarupa will be revealed, where our training will be given. There also, there also Sadhu Sangha is there. There also Anugatya is there. You are not directly serving Krishna. You are always under the guidance of the Acharyas, Guru. We are under the guidance of Srimad Radharani, Lalita and Vishaka, and Rupa Manjari, Adati Manjari, all these associates, 6 Goswamis. So we are always under the shelter, wherever there is no choice. Initiation, surrender, initiation means we have to become S-man of Guru. Whatever Guru says, no question, no logic, no argument, just accept it. That's what initiation means. Otherwise, we have formally have taken initiation to show as a card, as identity to everybody. Yeah, I am initiated. But that's not real. Real initiation means we have to, whatever Guru says, we have to strictly try to follow. Whether we are not, after trying seriously, if we are not able to, we have some lacking, that's the secondary thing. But if we are not even trying to follow what, we are not even trying to hear, not trying to follow, then there is no question of becoming free from these 3 modes, free from this fearlessness. There is no question. Guru cannot even give, because we are not even submitting, as in the yesterday's message of Prabhupada, you see that. One who is not actually submitting and following is constantly again and again repeatedly failing, repeatedly following, doing sinful activities. The connection is lost. Formality is not the question of formality. It is how much we are submitting, actually following Guru's instruction. That means it also comes to the authority. We cannot become no, we cannot say no. As much as possible, we have to be yes man. As long as it is aligned with Sadhu, Shastra, and Guru, those instructions, those services, those responsibility coming, we have to accept it. We have to try our best to accept it. This is Guru's arrangement. If we are getting service, we are getting some instruction, this is Guru's arrangement. As long as it is in the Sadhu, Shastra, Guru aligning, then we have to accept it and we have to try to follow. Then only this Sravanam, Kirtanam, Smaranam, Padasam, these 9 devotional service can help. But otherwise, seriousness, submission is not there. Then, however long we try, 50 years of devotional service in that way, then it's very difficult. That's why again Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructs Sanatana Goswami how important it is to this hearing and chanting out of the 9 limbs of devotion. Tara Madhya Sarva Srishta Nama Sankirtan Niraprada Namaloili Vaya Premadana. So most important is always chant the holy name of the Lord and avoiding the offenses. So personally, we have to feel that Lord Krishna is personally there, and we have to be very attentive. And then, even further than that is Taramadhya Sarvasra Niraparadhanam. Yeah, chanting out of 9 paths of devotion service. This chanting of the holy name takes highest precedence while dressing the deity, while cooking, while doing service, whatever we may do. Either we are hearing class or we are chanting. These 2 things are. No other talk should go on unless it is specific to service. No other talk should go on. Everything must be following Prabhupada's instruction. It is clearly laid out. Prabhupada clearly instructed how to cook in the kitchen, how to dress the deity, how to follow. If these principles are not followed, then it's not actually surrendered service. There is no submissiveness in the service. Then it is very difficult to actually become free from this fearlessness condition. So we can see that what kind of attitude one must have is from the looking at this when Lord Krishna and Balram are walking into Mathura, then we can see that how this small, simple boy, when the heart is simple, it's very easy to perform devotion service, easy to become submissive. There, Sudama, who is a garland maker, is submitting to Lord compared to the others. But Sudama is saying, oh Lord, my birth is now sanctified and my family free of contempt. Now that you both have come here, my forefather, demigod, great sages are certainly all satisfied with me. This is the way when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu met his spiritual master Iswarapuri also. He has mentioned the same thing. Full submission, full surrender. So much deeply attached. That's what we have to learn. You 2 lords are the ultimate cause of this entire universe. To bestow sustenance and prosperity upon his realm, you have descended with your plain expansion. Because you are well-wishing friends of the Supreme Soul of the universe, you regard all with unbiased vision. Please order me. This is what. This question is not even arising in our heart. Where is the question of submission? Please order me, your servant, to do whatever you wish. This does, but here, such a simple garland maker. But for him, because that's why when we are simple, not simple, when we are not thinking we are servant, then this question doesn't even arise. You'll never ask somebody to order me. You'll never ask somebody, please, what is the service? You'll never ask. Please order me, your servant, to do whatever you wish. To be engaged by you in some service is certainly a great blessing for anyone. So the Goswami speak. The best of the kings, having spoken those words, Sudama could understand what Krishna wanted. This is what we have to sincerely pray, submit. As soon as we enter into them, we have to submit and say, please allow me to understand the desire of you, desire of Acharya, desire of Guru. Let me understand, recognize the Vaishnava. The other, with our material eyes, material senses, there is no question of understanding any desires of Guru. We have to submit. Without prayer, there is no way we can progress. Without desire, we cannot understand how to trust the deity. And what qualification we are going to trust the deity? By theoretically learning something, hearing something? No, we have to pray. The strength has to come from the spiritual master, the Acharya Parampara. Then you know how to dress. Otherwise, how do you know how Srimad Radharani wants the Sham Sundar dressing to be? Do we know? We don't know. So that's why we have to get, however expert we may be in particular service, we have to draw this. Everything must be through Acharya. That is what Bhakti means. There is no Anugatya, the surrender. There is no question of actually real devotion generating in our hearts. So that is what we can see in Sudama's example also. How much he is submissive, how much he really wants to serve the Lord. He understands his position as a lowest servant, insignificant servant. Beautifully, thus with great pleasure, he presented them with garland of fresh, fragrant flowers. Beautifully adorned with this garland, Krishna and Balaram were delighted. So were their companions. The two Lord then offered the surrendered Sudama, who was bowing down before them, whatever benediction he desired, because he is seeing, Lord is seeing what is the consciousness in his servant. Sudama chose, what did he choose? See, again, this we don't ask. Chose unshakable devotion for Krishna, the supreme soul of all existence, friendship with his devotees, and transcendental compassion for all living beings. This is what we have to ask for. But generally, we don't ask for this. Not only did Lord Krishna grant Sudama these benedictions, but he also awarded him strength, long life, fame, beauty, ever increasing prosperity for his family. Then Krishna and his elder brother took their leave. You can understand. So, from this simple, more we become simple like the Sudama, we have to pray to these kind of devotees, how we can also follow in their footsteps and become simple in our hearts and become as man to Guru and authority and try to, as much as possible, follow the instructions. Then we can understand devotion service and then we can follow. Otherwise, very, very difficult. So otherwise, what qualification these great personalities have? Vyadas chacharanam dhruvascha javayo vidya gajendra ka kubjaya kim vanam rupam madikam kam tat sudamo dhanam vamsako vidurasya yadav pater ugrasya kim purusham. Only this Sudama or all these personalities, bhaktya tushyate kevalam nacha gunair bhakti priyo madhava. Bhaktya tushyate kevalam. Only the real intention, real surrender, prapanna. That's what real prapanna surrender means. They have become the yes man. They always think that I am the lowest servant. I am not the master. I am not the controller. I am the servant. Bhaktya tushyate kevalam. Nacha gunair bhakta priyo madhava. What were the hunters' dharmas? This Murgari hunter's piety. What Dhruva Maharaj's maturity? He was such a small. What Gajendra's knowledge? Hardly, because he was an elephant. Where was Kubja's beauty? Where was Sudama's wealth? Where was Vidura's noble birth? Where was Ugrasena's chivalrous strength? Lord Madhava is pleased only by devotion service, not by any material qualification. So that's why we have to think whenever we are going in front of the Lord or whatever service we're picking up, then we have to go in this mentality that only by simply accepting as a servant of the acharyas, I am doing this service, trying to serve. Please give me spiritual strength, spiritual intelligence, how to do this service properly, with proper mood, proper attention. So then actually we can actually develop some devotion to the Lord and the Acharya. Otherwise, there is no possibility. So, especially Purushottam month is coming, we should increase our devotion service. And then Prabhupada sings this beautiful song where he clearly explains this process also. Bhajahure mana Sri Nandanandana Abhaya Charanara Vindare Durlava Manava Janama Satasange Taro Ye Bhava Sindhure Sita Atapa Bata Barishana, Edana Jamani Jagire, Vipale Sevana, Krupana Durajana, Chapala Sukala Valagire, Edana Yavana, Putra Parijana, Itike Ache Paratitire, Kamala Dalajala Jivana Talamala, Bajahu Hari Pada Nitire, Sravana Kirtana Smarana Vandana, Pada Sevana Dasare, Pujana Sakijana Atma Nivedana, Govinda Dasa Abilasare. Where Prabhupada explains, translation is, O mind, just worship the lotus feet of son of Nanda, which make one fearless. Having obtained this rare human birth, cross over this ocean of worldly existence through the association of saintly persons, as we discussed already, how to worship the Lord through the Acharya and whom we should associate, and how we should pray and take the strength, and then engage in the service. Both in day and night, I remain sleepless, suffering the pains of the heat and cold, the wind and the rain. For the fraction of flickering happiness, I have uselessly served wicked and miserly men. So that's why we have to every day we have to try to pass the test every day, so that final exam without any difficulty we can pass. Lord will make sure, Guru will make sure, because we are trying to follow Guru's instruction, we're trying to pass every day of his instruction. So then we can definitely pass without a question. But if we are keep failing every day, then there weekend I will somehow or other it's okay. Weekend I can fail. No, we can't fail. Any day you can fail. Every day we have to go pass the test. Then we can pass final exam. What assurance of real happiness is there in all of one's wealth, youthfulness, sons and family members? This life is tottering like a drop of water on a lotus petal. Therefore, you should always serve and worship the divine feet of Lord Hari. It is the desire and great longing Govinda Das to engage himself in the nine processes of bhakti, namely hearing the glories of the Lord Hari and chanting those glories and constantly remembering him and offering prayers to him, serving the Lord's lotus feet, serving the Supreme Lord as servant, worshipping him with flowers and incense and so forth, serving him as a friend, completely offering the Lord's one's very self. So, especially in the Purushottam month, we have to increase our devotion service and try to follow as much as possible, like the almost like Kartik month. So that's why we sing this beautiful song during the Purushottam months. Obviously, you can increase chanting, you can increase hearing, you can increase service, but specifically we sing this Chaurashtakam. So where it starts, Vaje Prasidam Navanita Chauram Gopangananam Chatukula Chauram Aneka Janmarjita Papa Chauram Choragraganyam Purusham Namami Sri Radhikaya Hridayasya Chauram Navambuddha Syamala Kanti Chauram Padasritanam cha samasta choram choragraganyam purusham namami akinchana kritya padasritam ya karoti viksham patigehahinam kinapi aho bhishana chora idra drusta sruto vana jagatrayepi यदीयनामापि हरति अशेषं गिरिप्रसरन्नपि पापराशि आश्चर्यरूपो ननु चौरयिदृ दृष्टश्रुतो वा न मया कदापि धनं च मानं च ततेन्द्रियाणि प्राणं च हत्वा मम सर्वमेव पलायसे कुत्र धृतो अद्य चौरा त्वं भक्ति दाम्नासि मया निरुद्ध चिंतासि चिनात्सि घोरं यमपाशबन्धं विनात्सि भीमं भवपाशबन्धं चिनत्सि सर्वस्य समस्तबन्धं नैवात्मनो भक्तकृतं तु बन्धम् मन्मानसे तामसे राशि घोरे कारागृहे दुःखमये निबन्ध लभस्महे चौरहरे चिराय सचौर्य दोषोचितम् एव दण्डम् कारागृहे वस सदा हृदय मदीये मद्भक्तिपास दृढ़बंधन निश्चलसन् तम कृष्ण हे प्रलय कोटि सतंतरेपि सर्वस्य चौर हृदयन्न हि मोचयामि. This submitting Chaurashtakam, Chora, where this is beautifully translated as I offer pranama to the foremost of thieves, who is famous in Vraja as a butter thief, who steals the gopis' clothes, and who, for those who have taken shelter of him, steals the sins which have accrued over many lifetimes. I offer pranama to the foremost of these, who steals Srimati Radhika's heart, who steals the dark lust of a fresh rain cloud, and who steals all the sins and sufferings of those who take shelter of his feet. He turns his surrendered devotees into paupers and wandering homeless beggars. Ah, such a fortunate thief has never been seen or heard of in all the three worlds. The mere utterance of his name purges one of the mountains of sins. Such an astonishingly wonderful thief I have never seen or heard of anywhere. O thief, having stolen my wealth, my honor, my senses, my life, and my everything, where can you run to? I have caught you with the rope of my devotion. You cut the terrible nose of emerald. You sever the dreadful nose of material existence, and you slash everyone's material bondage. But you are unable to cut the knot fastened by your own loving devotees. Stealer of my everything, O thief, today I have imprisoned you in the miserable prison house of my heart, which is very fearful due to the terrible darkness of my ignorance. And you will remain there for a very long time, receiving appropriate punishment of your crimes of thievery. This is how even Bilamangal Thakur is. I have captivated you, O thief, in my heart. Where can you go? So Bilamangal Thakur also saying similar thing. O Krishna, thief of my everything, the noose of my devotion remaining forever tied. Therefore, you will continue to reside in the present house of my heart, because I will not release you for millions of eons. So this is the prayer we chant, we sing every day, other than Jagannath Ashtam during this Purushottam month, and increase our service. Fasting you can do as Kartik month if you want to do, but more than fasting is reduce our time for eating, sleeping, and increase our time to do more chanting, more hearing, more service, more responsibility to take distributing books, whatever we can to increase as much as possible from July 17th to August 15th. Always day starts, it's not exactly the day it starts. 18th is starting. Always it's Amavasya to Amavasya, Purnima to Purnima. Kartik also like that. Purushottam month is also like that. We should try to take Sankalpa and seek the strength and intelligence from the Acharya Parampara and the Vaishnavas. And also Sankalpa, offer back everything back to Acharya Parampara, so that we can follow that routine, not just 1 month, but the rest of the year, rest of the life. So by their strength, hopefully, we can continue that life, and then we can pass the final exam as Mother Devhuti is submitting and showing by her own example how to submit to the Acharya, such a realized soul of Kardam Muni and Lord Kapila. Thank you very much, Hare Krishna. Gandharaj Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Prabhupada ki jai, Gaur Bhaktan ki jai.
Hari Bol. Thank you, Krishna Prabhu. We'd like to wish everybody a safe and Krishna conscious day ahead and offer our prayers to the Supreme Lord by chanting Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna,
Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Sinu Singha Jai
Singha Jaya Singha Jaya Jaya Singha Jaya Padma Padma
Ugravira
Mahavishnu Jalantam Sarvatomukam Narsinghabhishanam Bhadramrityam Mrityam Namamyaham.
Nrsimha Bhagwan ki jai, Prahlad ki jai, Jai. Humble obeisances to all the assembled Vaishnavas. Vancha
Kalpatarubhyasya kripa
sindhu bhaya vacha patitanam pavane Vaishnavinda ki jai, Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Hare Hare.